She spent 10 years in Lagos State University College of Medicine. She was a 2016 Alt-Wise Lagos State University runner-up. She's the first person to graduate with honors in Lagos State University College of Medicine. She's beautiful, elegant, and intelligent. She is Dr. Adaora Aforka. Good to have you on the show.
Thank you very much, Otega. Thank you very much, Larry.
Okay, so we understand that it took you 10 good years as a student of this campus, Lagos State University College of Medicine, and it has not been easy because you have some colleagues in some different schools who gained admission with you, some 4 years course, some 6 years, some studying medicine in different schools, and then for 10 years, what kept you going? And
Well, it was 10 years, but it's all done now. It was 10 years of hard work, of challenges, of pleasant times. Most of all, it was 10 years of growing, actually. It was 10 years of growing because we grew through the process, even the hardships, even the good times, even the challenges. And then it's not like there were challenges throughout 10 years, actually. There were times that we had good times, there were times where we were with our friends and we jollied and we had great time. There were times where we were either praying or worshiping God and praising, and there were actually times in between. But most of all, the grace of God kept us through those times, actually. There was really nothing we could have done without the grace of God. There were times when you feel like, I can't take it anymore. There were times where I personally felt like, I can't take it anymore. I knew I could not. I knew that if I sat in that place where I sat while I felt that way, or I still lay on the bed where I was when I felt that way, I was just depressed. There are times when I felt that way. I'm telling you, it was there were just times like that. And then there were also times when exactly. We just felt, thank God for his grace. Even in those challenges, when you feel you're learning, when you feel you have grown, everybody knows you have grown. Even your parents are pushing and pushing, when is this thing going to happen? But then when you speak to them, they relax. They know that you are different. They know that you are not the same with your siblings that have not even gone through those challenges. They know you're not the same with the next maybe neighbor or cousin that they usually used to compare you with and tell you, okay, be like this person, be like that person. And then they just see the difference, and it was just good.
Yeah. Beautiful. So recently you were inducted as a doctor, so of course that is a euphoric kind of feeling. You just generate that inner feeling of sense of fulfillment, and you just feel happy within you. So how do you feel being a doctor?
Well, it's two-sided, to be honest. There's a part of you that is very excited that it is all over and always grateful, especially for the length of our stay. And there's also a part of you that is, I don't want to say frightened, but it's just like so much awakened to the fact that, well, you've been pushed out to face the world as it is, and you are very conscious of the fact that if you're not careful or you have not planned carefully for the journey ahead, you know that the fangs of the world might just catch up with you. So it's two-sided. It's not all euphoric and all about being happy, and
exactly.
Yes, it also comes with its responsibility. But in terms of having been released after a long time, it feels really great. Like there's really no point to have to really mash up your time and then still find time to read in between. You can do other things, and even if you don't read and sleep, you wake up the next morning and you go for the clinics, and if they ask you a question, you don't know, and then they're like, okay, and your rest period, Abby. In your mind, they're like, even if you insult me, no problem. So that part is still there, but it's really great that for the first time when I was supposed to write my name as a doctor, and I was a doctor, not the usual you go to a place and you know that you are a doctor in view, and then they ask you who are you, and you're like, I'm a doctor, and later you introduce yourself like a medical student and all those kind of things. But this time around I was supposed to write I was a doctor, and I knew that with all authority. If anybody questioned me, are you sure you're a doctor? I'll be like, what do you mean? So that part was there, and it was really great. Like the first time I looked at it and like, really, this is good. So it's actually great. God is faithful.
Yeah, cool.
So did you ever envision yourself to become the best casual student of your set?
Exactly.
I have told this story 1,000 times and over. It is it was never in the plan. It has never been. It was never in the plan, to be honest with you. My story is somehow to be, for those that know, I've told you a couple of times, people have come to me that, how did you plan this thing? Someone told me, before the person wrote the first MB, although the person has written the first MB now, and he passed at least, even though fortunately he didn't have a distinction, but he told me he wanted to beat my record, and he didn't just want to have, since I've collected the first honors, okay, he wants to have distinctions that will be more than 8, he wants to do 12. I said, okay, it's possible. But it's not something that you plan. Like, you can do your best, but don't make it a thing of I'm plan. I don't know how to say it, but don't kill yourself in doing it. Do what you're supposed to do at the right time. You're supposed to do it, and watch things fall in place. It's just like praying. You don't force God to do what He's supposed to do for you. You do your part. If He says, keep my word, keep my commandment, do this, do that. Those things, and just watch God place things at your doorstep. It's not a thing of God must do it now. That's just the way it is. You don't necessarily plan it out, but do the things you're supposed to do. So that way, if He comes and God's grace pulls you through it, you feel very good about it. And if He doesn't, you still feel grateful to God because you did what you were supposed to do. So sometimes extra grace pulls us through these things. It's not I'm a firm believer of Christianity and the Christian faith. So I believe that the race is not for he that runs. Even the Muslim faithfuls will tell you the same thing, that it's not really for those that put their hand in so much toil and hard work, but it's for God that make things smooth and the journey smooth for them. So it was never in the plan, actually. I wish I can have so much time to say, okay, this is actually me from scratch, and this is me, and it was never a thing of, okay, I planned it. My first thing course, like I always tell people, anatomy, I can still remember my score. I had, I think, 56 or 55. It was never a thing. The second course, it was never a thing of plan. My second course, physiology, we did physiology course, and I felt, okay, CVS, I had read it over and again. I had gone for tutorials and everything. I felt I was ready. In fact, I was sure that, okay, I was going to get a distinction. Not even out of the fact that I had planned that I was going to have a distinction, but just that feeling of, I was studying, I'm ready, I should do very well. Yeah. That was just the normal feeling of every student, But having done the exam and then the result came out, and Dr. Elias, my sweet mommy, I got 60 on the dot, and I'm like, okay, what is this? And in my mind, I was like, okay, so if this woman had removed 1 more mark, I would have been in level of pass. When I was dreaming that, okay, she might give me like 75 or 78, I would be like, that's not enough. But I wrote, I could not talk, I could not speak. I'm just like, and it was a general result anyway. The highest result was maybe 65 or so. So it was not like, I didn't feel like I did too badly based on the fact that I felt it was a general way they marked the papers. But I think things they took a different turn. Was biochemistry first in course, and the result came out, and then the only 2 people that had distinctions were myself. I think I had 71, somebody else had 70, and that was how I became popular in the school. Because I don't know, I think there was something with our set. The fact that we had foundation, we had direct entry, and then we had people from JAM, and then we had backlog. So it was a combination of 4 different kind of people coming together. So everybody was like, everybody was trying to prove themselves. So when they said, it's people from foundation, and they already thought that we that were from foundation, that's from the Lasucom foundation program, became a Lasucom foundation. Some people felt we just bought our way through, and it was many that we used to enter, and we did not have sense. So that was before I worked from biochemistry lab, where they pasted the notice to the hostel. I know how many people had congratulations to me, and I was really surprised that anybody knew me. That was where the ball took a difference. So from there, I started having distinctions, and then credits. I never had any pass. I started having distinctions and credits. Wow. In fact, I almost had distinctions. So that was just where the game changed, and it was not like I planned anything. So although I must really say that having good grades, it boosts your morale. So that actually really boosted my morale, to be honest. I'm not going to say it really did nothing. It boosted my morale. I felt, so this is how it feels to, do well in whatever it is that you're doing. But it just, I didn't have to tell anybody that this is, before I passed, okay, this is the person that, before I walked to the hostel, I know how many people had said congratulations, and I felt, So it boosted my morale. I worked harder, you know. In fact, well, maybe as we go ahead, we'll be talking about that. But then it was never planned. It was never planned. I always tell people the story of how I did junior WAEC and I never had any what do you guys call it, A's. I never had any A's.
Wow.
Did I even have any C? I had okay, maybe just one or two. I had mostly pass, PPP, everything throughout. And I was like, so man, are you going to do WAEC? Are you going to do science like this? And I'm like, I'm going to do science now. And although part of the problem that I had then was I had to change of school, you know, I just started at Queen's College.
Wow.
So
Queen's
it was
Yeah, shout out to Queen's
it was yeah, shout out all Queen's College girls, you know, QCOG. So
Wow.
it was a little challenging. I was coming from a place where I was top 5, and then I came to Queen's College and it's a big class, like something. And then I had to drop down because I had to find my way in the midst of people that were very brainy. So it was not easy. But then I thought it was not easy. I was struggling. Like for instance, I used maths, for example. In fact, that maths I got P, and that P in my mind I'm like, God just wanted me to do science. That's why He gave me P in that maths, because in Queen's College you cannot. That's why. In fact, that grade I have was like this. I was in between. So girl, you should cope in this science or not? But it's like I can cope. I'm not that terrible. It's just that I need to find my place in this place. I need to find my place. You know. So I got advice. I started maths. I was terrible. I moved from having when I started SS1, I failed my maths. I failed F throughout. F. My mom said I must do for that maths. I was doing for that maths. I was getting F in everything. I said, let me drop for that maths, please. I finally dropped for that maths. It was terrible. But I moved from having an F in further maths to having an A in further maths. What I mean, A, not any kind of, not 98, 100 on the dot.
Wow.
But it took a lot of things. It took having good friends. It took my seatmates. I still remember her, Ifnaya Fodili. Shout out to Ifnaya Fodili. She was there. She helped me.
Wow.
We had healthy competition, and I moved. That was how I moved from having an F to having an A, 100 on the dot in maths. And I kept getting good at maths, and it was just so these things are actually not planned. It's time and chance happened to a lot of things, but then we should do what we're supposed to do. Yes, and then we would see where God takes us from there.
Wow, thank you very much, Dr. Adaora. You know, often it has been said that failure is it's like a two-sided coin. It can weigh one down, it can lift one up. So depending on which view one is taking a look at failure.
Yes.
So, and to some other persons, they'll say success is another barrier. Like if I succeed in particular thing, let's say I do anatomy, I get distinction, and I just feel that euphoric. And okay, I have distinction, so I can have distinction. It can cause me to either boost more, or it can cause me to be weak, to be like a Daisika and all. So that kind of feeling, how are you able to I've seen some friends who after writing a particular course, after getting a particular grade, they feel happy, and after that feeling, you don't see that same guy reading or going to the classroom to put in that same number of hours that you put for that grade. So you just feel, okay, if I had it once, I can have it again. So even without putting those 10 hours of study or 8 hours of study, if I do 4 hours, I can still have that kind of grade. So would you like to share more light on taking success as a means of motivation and not a means to fail?
Well, yes, you are very correct. I've seen that happens many times, actually. And for me, it didn't come so hard to keep up, because, like I said, also having people that motivate you is very important. You know, you hear people like, I had people like Ombeja was always there, even Kayode Kuku then. But wonderful people that were around that would keep telling you, it's not just about getting to the top, anybody can. And I realized that anybody can actually get to the top. But maintaining or staying or remaining there is actually more difficult than you can ever imagine. It's true, because everybody's, the fact that you're there, everybody holds you in a particular high esteem, like, okay, this is the person. Is it that the person is looking at you like, this is the person I'm going to be the person, or this is the person, I respect you. So whatever it is, the person for people who hold you in a particular high esteem, and they are looking to you, and then the fact that you know that they are looking to you not to disappoint or to negate what they think about you. You are thinking to yourself that I can't afford to disappoint. So that's, I don't want to say fear, it's there. That feeling of I can't afford to go wrong. It's there. So some other persons might take that feeling. Let me just leave it as a feeling for granted. Like, to be 1 year, we shall do it. I'll do it. Repeat it again. But it's not like that. You really need to make constant efforts to actually continue remaining good at something. You're not going to be best-selling and then keep being best-selling of a book. People will definitely, bestsellers will come up. So you must write good books to remain a bestseller. So it's just the way it works. You cannot afford to rest on your arts and excellence. That's the truth. To remain in that realm of excellence, you must earn it. So the only way you can earn it is you keep doing what you are doing. But then again, there comes this feeling of course, the feeling of I am there. You can't push the wheel. I'm there and I'm there. So I cannot kill myself. It's as if it comes to me now. It's my own. It's my title. It's there. But you don't want to keep that feeling in your head for so long. Have it in mind that everybody is not, people around you that are not there. They're not less than you are. It's when you have a feeling like, okay, I have this particular knowledge that they don't have, or I have this style that they don't have, that you will now start seeing yourself falling away from that part. But have it in mind that these people around, anybody can actually do what you're doing if they know how you're doing it or the way you're doing it, and of course if the grace of God shines upon them. It's true. So if you have that in mind, you realize that there's no need resting on your hours. If you really want to maintain that, you need to keep doing what you're doing, because anybody too can rise. Anybody can rise. And so anybody can, if you are there and then people rise to meet you, good. But then if you stop doing whatever it is you're doing to earn excellence, you lose it. So you should have a feeling towards excellence that is continuous. You shouldn't feel you're there yet. We're there. If you have the feeling that I'm not there yet, let it be like learning. It's a continuous thing. It's a continuous process. It's a continuous process. And then sometimes when you feel that way, like you are losing it or you're lax, it's always good to have 1 or 2 persons motivate you. It helps. 1 or 2 persons that, when they talk to you, they don't need to give you stuff for. In fact, you don't need their stuff. All you need is when you come to them and they speak to you, just hear some words that you know that they have deposited something into you. It always helps. And then asking God to help you to keep it. Always very important.
Yeah. This is so much, very, very important. Thank you very much, ma. From what you said earlier, the company you keep matters a lot. She said, she mentioned earlier that a friend took her from the place of F to the place of A. I tell you, the company you keep, it matters a lot. I know when I was in Adams College, that place is really so. The kind of the atmosphere of that place is really different. It's really different. If you're a dull student, if you get to that place, you have to adapt. They will infect you. So the company really matters a lot. And to remain in that realm of excellence, you must earn it. Thank you very much, man. So, got 3 more questions to go. So, what were the actions you took that kept you going during hard times when you felt like giving up?
Okay, now we'll be going to the short commercial break. We'll be right back.
Okay,
so
welcome back, Mr. Okemute Ogene Ochuku. This is your next question and it goes for 500,000 naira. For this year's Provost Cup, Lagos State University College of Medicine, which of the following has the greatest chance of winning the Provost Cup? 200 level, 300 level, 400 level, 500 level new, 500 level gold. You have a lifeline, 50-50, phone a friend, ask the audience. That's correct. You have 500,000 naira. Welcome back, Mr. Okemute Ogene Ochuku. You have now nothing more than 2 more questions to go. Your next question goes for 1 million naira. Wow. Wow. Now here's your question. As your class football team will be participating in this year's Provost Cup, in what way would you support your class? Go to library and hope they win. Stay in your room and complain after each match. Be present in the match to give them 100% support. Discourage them before every match.
Sponsored by the voice of Lasucom.
Few more questions to go, and next question: what were the actions you took that kept you going during the hard times?
Okay. Like I said, there were times where I honestly felt depressed. I hate to admit it, but yes, I know I did feel depressed at some of those moments, and at those times I just know that depression is not something that should be found with people that know where they're going and they have a life ahead of them, because really depression is what kills people, and you wonder how. It's not because those people do not have beautiful plans for their life or they don't have a family that cared for them, but the situation of life actually has a way of weighing us down. So we must encourage ourselves, encourage our spirit. So I'll just stand up all of a sudden. You just see me. It's be like I'll be acting like a robot. You'll be surprised if you don't know me well. My roommate knows that once I stand up like that, she knows I'm going to walk around the compound. I'll just take my phone, take my earpiece, music, and then I'll listen to worship songs and I'll walk around the compound. I can do it like twice, go around twice. Wow. And then at the beginning I'm thinking, really, the song is playing, but I might not be listening. I might be thinking like, what kind of life is this? See my life is a mess. See everybody's moving forward. See, and then what kind of thing is this one today? Tomorrow they will say the exam is next tomorrow. Next tomorrow they'll say this one. They'll say accreditation is coming next tomorrow. The next tomorrow they'll say, okay, there's one thing. There's always one story, and it was not coming to an end. So it was like, I don't wish that for even my enemy. That's how bad those times were. And then I just walk around and find out that when I'm coming back, maybe by the time I've done 2 rounds, when I'm coming back, I'm not just tired, I'm also uplifted, and I just lie on my bed and then maybe I sleep. And times that I'm not so tired, I can just still do a few things that I want to do. Another thing I did actually in those challenging times was to go home. Just go home and have a breather. It's not like going home was so much easy too, because you get home and your mom and your dad is asking you, what's happening? And my dad can ask questions for Africa. He will ask. Despite the fact that he knew everything, my family like together, and then they know everything. They know when I'm writing in course. They know when I'm doing this. They know everything. They even know the course. They know all the subjects we take in medical school. They know everything. My dad even knows the lecturers. Some lecturers, when I call their names, he'll be like, "Hey, what's that one's name?" I'm like, "Oh, you are using their name for?" He likes to carry the gist along. He likes to be uptight like that, and then okay. So they know everything. And I'm like, what's happening now? But when I go home at those times, I'm not going to talk to anybody. I'll just go home and I'll be asking questions. I'll be like, don't mind these people, don't worry, I have to be well. I'm not encouraged, but I'm trying to encourage him and then my mom too. So those times are not easy, but at least when I go home, at least I'll eat good food, and then I free myself a little from the tension of the environment. And then I come back also. For me, it was those times of walking about was just time of also praying and also asking God to, the times when we gathered to also pray. It also helped. Those times that the challenges came, it wasn't easy. We prayed, and a lot of people were praying for us. So a lot of people were praying for us. My mom, her blood pressure was that period that her blood pressure rose, and then she started medication and stuff. So, but it was sometimes when the thing is too much too, I sleep. I just like sleep, and it helps me a lot. I just sleep. I just sleep. So other times, if I find that things are looking unending, everything is rolling over, they will say today, tomorrow. I'm like, okay, what's the next program? Is there any program coming up? Is there any leadership summit? Is there anything? That? And if there is, I'll go for that one and come back, and I won't feel like time is going. So those are things that we did to keep up.
Leadership summit.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Thank you very much, Dr. Adaora. So for a good 10 years, for the first day, okay, accreditation issue, people get to pray. Next year, you've been promised this year, and then you guys hope were high, comes down and all. So, what skills did you equip yourself with, and what extracurricular activities did you engage yourself with? We understand you participated for the Hot Prize, and your pitch was so wonderful.
Wow,
you would never know this is a medical student. So just so wonderful. Yeah. So, what extracurricular activities did you engage yourself in?
Well, like you said, the Hot Prize. By the way, wonderful memories. That's why I met you. I think you were there too. Yes, I met both of you there. Wonderful memories, things that we did, the other extra things that we did. Let me quickly say here that a lot of people have, just like you said, a lot of people have the idea that being, especially when it comes to, or doing whatever it is, it might not necessarily be academic excellence or being excellent at something. You do no other thing, just do that. Just do that. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. You might just get frustrated in the process. I would want to negate that actually. I'm also an advocate of doing that place where you want to be, constantly threading on that path, but not without looking at the sides to see, okay, what's even happening here? What's happening here? Because you're keeping you so focused. A lot of things are happening beside you that don't even affect the destination you're going to. So you don't want to keep your eyes too focused on that place and not even know what's happening. Focus on that place, but still get to know what's happening around, because those things happening around you will eventually, by the time you remove your eyes from that focus, you find that a lot of things have happened that are affecting that place you're going to. And so the game will change, and then the ball begins to go differently. So it's also a time where you can actually do a lot of other things, learn a lot of other things, because I keep saying, I say that to me, finishing with an honors degree is not something that anybody could not have done. Anybody could have done it. For me, what I still say today, and I'm really proud of the fact that it's not just, I don't just have an honors degree. I tell people I'm a whole lot different. Anybody could have had an honors. Not everybody could have had what I have in me currently. Not just degree. Degree is more like a certificate. It's more like a paper. But there's so much deposited in me that I know that I'm different from the way I was when I started this journey. I'm no longer the shy person I used to be. I'm not a person that cannot speak to people. I'm not a person that cannot think for myself. I'm not a person that cannot motivate people. I'm not a person that cannot give opinions or do things that are different. I can decide, okay, I can take a training for people on even businesses. I can do things that I know that they're not things that you will learn in medical school. So it's not just about the degree actually. At the end of the day, you want to do some other things. It doesn't come easy, to be honest. Like let me say, it might sound ridiculous, but I can remember when I was called up as president of FECAMS, and I was like, I can't do this. Besides, I was vice president before I was president too. I was vice president, but I felt vice president, at least there was president there, so I didn't have so much work on me. When I said, okay, you have to be president now. At first I was just like, it's not possible. I can't be president. It's not me who chose. And then, to be honest, it sounds ridiculous, but I did not cry. I wept. I was weeping that I can't do this. I can't be this. I can't do this. I can't be this. I can't. And then it was like, you have to do it too. You've chosen you must do it. Maybe you've been vice president before. Being president is just one step. I said, why is this coming with so much emotion and cry? He consoled me. I said, okay, so why is it me that say God has put up this thing? Why now? But truth is so much more from where that direction came from. It was a really great turning point in my life. Then I knew that I was not going to be doing things only for myself. I knew that I had to be a person that people would want to forget the academic part. Now I needed to be some of the people that people would want to look at, and even the character and in growth. I wanted to be like, okay, this is a complete human that I can actually follow their leadership. So I that was when I started attending leadership conferences, leadership summits. In a year, I would make sure I go for at least 6. Then we had a clique that we go together. Me, Fabian, Seriki. We had a clique. We were plenty. Israel Madrid was there. And we just go together, and it was just so much fun. We went to Annabelle. We went to Muritala. We went to so many conferences. Together. It was part of the things that actually helped a lot to build us. And then we did some social activities. That was how we finally ended up in halls where I met you. It was never stereotyped. Even Lasucom Student Parliamentary Council. I was a part of Lasucom Student Parliamentary Council. I was in the SPC. It was wholesome. It was not one way. And I found out that it helped me in terms of the fact that I don't come back every day and my time is not loose. I don't have spare times on my hand, so to speak. Spare time on my hand, rather, so to speak. I have a lot of things, and so when I come back, I'm reading. But some people try to sieve out all those parts, and they make it look like, no. If you want to, you see, Adaora, she doesn't do anything, she just reads. People that are close to me that want to tell you the truth, they'll tell you no. In fact, some people that are close to me will tell you, if there's anything she does the most first is first sleep. I'm telling you the truth. It's first sleep. I know that I sleep a lot, and I'm trying to cut it down because it's not easy to not start your day early. It's always very good to start your day very early, and I don't start my day very early. Some people start their day at 6. If you can do that, it also helps. I'm looking forward to doing that. I don't start my day very early because I sleep a lot, honestly. And so it's like there are a lot of things that you have to do to keep yourself together, so that you grow all around, so that when the time is over, when the count or the time or the bell has gone, you have so many things that you have laid down that you can say, okay, this is what I can account my time for. I don't think I'll be a happy person if I really graduate from this college and say, okay, it's only honors that she has, but I have so many other things that I can attribute my time to.
I can see some awards over there.
Yes, I have some on leadership. I have some for academic excellence. So I think it could have been better, but we are grateful, and it was a rounded life.
Wow, that's cool. That's very cool. Okay, so we had this mindset that you're in medical school, you don't observe the haters, rules, or sleeping as a healthy human being. So, did you observe the haters?
Oh my gosh. To be honest with you, I slept more than 8 hours.
Seriously?
But planning your time is very important. I'm serious. I slept more than 8 hours. I would finish from class, and other times when I have nothing to do, maybe like apart from maybe fellowship or meetings, I had meetings. I had at the point my roommates would beg me to stay. I was also in quiz team. I enjoyed quiz team. We just sit there and just brag about stuff. So people just look at like, people have stuff in this life. Forget about honors. People have stuff. People are good. Everybody is brilliant. Like everybody is brilliant. So it was interesting. It was. I don't even know. Lasucom was an interesting place. So you cannot afford not to say. I think sleep is good. It's just that maybe people should not sleep as excessively as I do. But I sleep once I go to the library from class maybe, and fun things I sleep there for maybe like 2-3 hours and read. Then I come back, I sleep again. To wake up in the night is really war for me. I have to call like 3 people, tell them differently to wake me up. And then my roommates be like, lock the door and like, it's okay. She was waking me and I know I get because I don't know how to stand up when people wake me up. I'm not going to wake up. Like, what makes their own difference? I think she just leave me. So it was. I think, of course, when exams come, you can't afford to sleep for 8 hours. You can't afford to sleep for 8 hours. You can't afford to do those things. I do 10 hours. When there's no exam, but planning your time is very important, because just like if you plan your time, you can sleep for 10 hours. That's the truth, and you still do fine. But if you don't find time within your time to do that, then there must be priority. Actually, you cannot say you have income and you're saying that because Adaora says she sleeps a lot, you're going to sleep. No, you must prioritize. If you have income and you need to read at this time, read to the point where you're tired and you're weak, and then if you sleep, that's where if I sleep and I sleep that long, and because I know it's like I don't want to say a weakness for me. When I read to the point where I know that I can't take it anymore, and then if I sleep and I sleep that long, I don't feel too terrible. I wake up and I'm still alive and I'm peaceful. So that's just it.
Thank you very much, man, Dr. Adaora. So second to the last question, briefly, we really enjoyed your stay on this show. This is Share Your Story Celebrity Show. You are a celebrity today. You are the one people are talking about. You are the one people want to imitate. Yeah. Thank you very much, man, for being on this show. So, we have several dental students in the school, and they are writing exams. Some are still trying to catch up. The 200 level, the new intakes, 100, 300, 400. And likes, and we don't know the future of dentistry out there, how it is. Okay, what can I do after I graduate from medical school? What's there to do? Should I just drop the certificate and do other things, but not like medicine? So what's the future of dental students or dental doctors out there?
Oh well, the future is bright. So keep your head up. Keep your head up, guys. Keep your head up. It's so much more. It's true that because the medical profession has gone so a little far ahead than the dental profession in terms of laying down some things that make it easier. Like, for instance, that's just by the way, I'm just trying to explain myself. If you're trying to leave the country and did dentistry, you don't get to write your exams here, but the medicals have made it so easy that maybe over time, maybe they thought, I don't know how it happened, but they can write their exams. At least they can start writing the exam, the part of it, because it's in different sections. They can start writing it here, and then I hear some in Ghana like that. But ours is different. Like for dentistry, you have to go over there to write the exams. So yes, those things are part of the challenge. But apart from that, and maybe some other few things that you might face alongside. But if it's about the profession as a whole, trust me, it's beautiful. It's a whole different ballgame when you finish and you find yourself outside there. During the training process is actually tough, especially in clinical training. It's different from medicine, to be honest, where you go and observe and they can sign for you. You cannot sign procedure as a dentist or as a dental student without doing it. It's not possible. You have to do. People will be there observing you because we're even fewer in number. They are going to be there looking at you. You do everything, and then you sign your procedure. You can't just rush in and say they're signing somewhere and you can't sign. It doesn't work like that in dentistry. So that's the problem. So you need to keep your head up. It's not easy, but then at the end of the day, the journey is worth it. It's a journey of diversity. At the end of the day, you can decide that you're not practicing. It's actually left to you. I'm not going to come here and preach practice. You can decide that when you're done, you're going into health management. You can decide to do an MPH in health management. Dentistry never limits you. That's the truth. It doesn't. Just like medicine, you have broader wings to fly. You can decide, okay, I'm doing an MPH and I want to go into health management. I'll do health policy. You can do anything. If you like policy making, you like health management. If you like epidemiology, you can go into the field, make researches. If you want to be a researcher, you go ahead, join. There are different associations. There's one in Jos. You can go ahead and join things that you can actually go and actually leverage on that ability that you have. Depends on what you have. If you don't want to do that, you can go in and do residency. There are different specialties. At the early stage now, as a dental student, you might not really appreciate that, but there are different specialties. There are different specialties, about 8 of them. Hope I'm missing the number. There are a lot of them, and you can. In fact, it's just fewer in Nigeria. We're brought there. You'll be so surprised. Somebody is specializing in forensic dentistry, laser dentistry, using lasers to do great things. So it's the ball is in your court actually, and the truth is the sky is wide enough. And then if you don't want to do residency, there are other things you can also do. If you want to do residency here, if you want to go abroad, it might not be easy going abroad, like I said, because of the problem with exam. Like here, the people have just from here they can write their lab. But another route of entry is masters. If you want to go abroad, you can do a masters and leave the country. Through the master's degree. I think it's an easier way for dentists to actually leave. And if not, you can write primaries here. And postgraduate school is not doing so badly. The residency program, they say, is very tough here, but then you can do well here. People are doing great things here. So you can actually start here and then build on it through primaries. There's so much room for diversification. Dentistry does not limit you in any way. You are what you say you are. You are as rounded as you want to be. Depends on how you want to. So don't limit yourself and say, okay, I'm a dentist, so there's really little I should know about this. No. Open yourself to as much of skills and knowledge you can gather, and then start now.
Thank you very much, Mom. So what's your last word for every Lasucomite? You've blessed every Lasucomite, and even beyond Lasucom, most students are like, seriously, is there any doctor who can sleep more than 8 hours, have horns, be the president of FECAM, participate for hot fries? Well, it's possible.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's very possible. So, what's the last word for every student and Lasucomite?
Believe. Believe. My last word, believe. Believe.
Okay, so just want to give you something.
Oh, thank you very much, man. It's really a nice time having you on this show. And from your words, which we'll never forget, and we hope every Lasucomite hold on to this. The company you keep matters a lot. The people you work with determines how far you go. Your friend can take you from the place of F to the place of A, and they can also take from the place of A to the place of F. That's why it's good to have the right company.
That's it.
The right company. And your last word for us is for us to believe that we should not limit ourselves to just what we are seeing. There is more out there. Thank you very much, my Dr.